2023, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Number 5, approval of the minutes for November 8, 2023.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. I do apologize.
Can we table the approval?
You can table that.
I move we table the approval of the minutes from November 8th, 2023.
Second. All in favor of tabling the minutes for November 8, 2023, say aye.
Aye.
Favor. Public comment. Cheers.
The county commissioners received the annual report from the prosecuting attorney for 2022. So, Village of Central Lake in 2022, they had 6 felonies and 7 misdemeanors, including 1 non-sexual assault. Compared to my other village, which is Ellsworth, we had 2 felonies and 5 misdemeanors, 4 non-sexual assaults. And for Central Lake Township, 6 misdemeanors and 1 felony. Banks Township, 1 felony, 15 misdemeanors, including 4 operating while intoxicated. If you go through the report, operating while intoxicated is the #1 crime that was in Antrim County. And non-sexual assault would be #2 if you average out overall the numbers. So our cases were slightly up in 2022, and we've been informed that they're going to be up a little more in 2023, unfortunately. It seems like COVID is over and crime is making a bit of a comeback. The sheriff did have a drug bust that they executed in Banks Township last month, and hope they get that under control. So, unless there's any questions, that's all I got.
Statistics on cases that were given to the prosecutor but that were not prosecuted.
And that's an interesting question, because when I was on the road commission board, we actually had I thought a pretty black case of someone stole road signs, and we knew who stole them, and never got prosecuted. And it's not our decision to say what gets prosecuted and what doesn't, but I felt that should have been. I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward. It wasn't complicated.
All right. Thank you, Jairus. Any other public comment? All right, close out public comment. President's report. I don't have anything to report. It's all under action items. And we'll get to that in a little bit. I do want to thank everybody that helped out in window night last Wednesday. Matt and Jen Gabris right there. April Siddiqui, our chamber president. Michelle, opening up Bachman's and having all the gift bags for the kids. Scott, our police department, is out and about, and it was needed. Bill Chapman bringing out the hazard lights at the 4 corners. We had it well illuminated, I thought. Do we have, how many kids sat and saw Santa? Do we have that number by chance? Looked like a lot. So, all right, well, I want to thank all of you. It's a great night. Police report, Scott.
Great, thank you. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at the report. Statistics on the left for us, on the right for all the other agencies. Kind of a highlight, last month was 71.75 hours at school. I think the previous month was 111 or so a little bit less time there, a little bit more time here. Kind of the highlights at the bottom, continuing to work on background checks. We had a couple people interested in a full-time spot that didn't work out. Now we're kind of down to the, maybe looking at 2 people for part-time spots, and I've been working on backgrounds for those 2. The good news is they are currently employed somewhere else, so there's no hiccups or any problems with MCOs. So it's going pretty smooth. I got one of them pretty much about 3% done. The other was about 50-60% done. My goal is to have them finished and wrapped up sent to the committee, have them reviewed, and everybody a chance to kind of throw their input in. Maybe by next village board meeting, which is the 10th of January, maybe ask for approval to hire those two. So, and I'll give you more details on that as far as how it works out from there. Lockdown drills, still doing the class at school, which is going good. Had some computer issues and phone issues for a while, probably about 4 or 5 days where I didn't have any computer and or phone, and Allie didn't have them for a couple of those days either. So it was nice, actually nice and quiet, but wasn't productive. The good thing is we still had cell phones, which is nice. And just helping out with school. The goal of school is to make sure that everybody in the high school has either a chance to do CPR, either or some first aid aspect of it and or CPR. So we're going through that, and I'm helping Tom Persons, who was helping me. I'm not the instructor, but I'm just more of the helper. So we had quite a bit of those classes throughout the last couple of months. So can't think of anything else. Any questions?
Thank you, Scott.
Great, thanks.
DPW report, John Schuster.
Yeah, you got a few of the highlights in front of there. You might, did have a couple minor water repairs last month. Other than that, it's kind of a transition of getting a few summer projects done and getting things winterized for the winter, and now we're kind of in winter mode. That's all I got, unless you got a question.
You beat on my pots in the barn. Thank you,
They're
sir.
nice and tucked away.
I'll leave it for.
Any other questions for John? All right, thank you, John. Correspondence, didn't have any correspondence. Number 9, approval of bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
We're spending money, Ally?
One moment, I have
Go
a
on.
comment, or just a question. It's just a clarification, Ally, on page 3, next to the bottom line, Carolyn Newcomb.
Yeah,
She make 12 or 13 bucks an hour.
$12 an hour.
It calculates to 13 what she was paid. Did I miss something?
It was 13, maybe it is 13, and maybe I put 12 on accident because it was 12 hours. What did you say? What else did I put? Yeah, so I must have accidentally put in 12 and not $13 an hour because it was 12 hours for 13.
Oh,
So I just,
13
it was,
bucks.
yeah, and the bad part is with our system, I can't go back and like edit it once I like catch it later on. Like it won't let me edit the words.
Oh.
I can void it out, but it's still always gonna be there on the report.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my fault. Thank you for catching that.
We had a motion on the table. Can you do a roll call, please, Ally?
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Rain,
Yes.
Fox. Yes. Tyler,
Yes.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Turn the page over, old business. Dover property update, Matt Davis.
Yeah, there's actually 2 other items I didn't, other coming out, but I brought up at previous meetings. One was the funding for next year. I was gonna take that until January. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's being asked for by EDA. I can address that in January. We believe that probably owe you a budget to show you where that money is supposed to be, so I think it'll be prudent to do that. And then the tax exemption status for downtown businesses, I suppose that we did approve some years not did approve the downtown, the DDA area as a revitalization area, state law. So that is to publish that in paper or just give public entities notice so they can make comments. So there's a little bit of a protocol issue there. So. But the Dover property updates, I did speak with Dover directly. They are done with their physical work at the property. So they did all of their backhauling. They didn't have the numbers on the dirt they removed and replaced, but there was 120 tons of steel from that property. and Eagle. We've also had a meeting with Eagle to get an update of that. Thank you, Rob, for being part of that. They seemed pretty, well, pleased is a strong word. They seemed sufficient with the progress.
I'm not pleased. I,
Yeah, it was pleased, yes.
it's good.
Yeah, the projects don't really move that fast. They just move pretty quick. They are gonna put in 3 monitoring wells. I think it's, if not this week, by next week. And state requirement is they monitor those quarterly for a year. So they won't get a clean bill and help for another year. But it's certainly DNR Eagle is not want to at this point. They want to go through the protocol, which we're trying to move that along a little bit. Because we need to have better construction season go by without other activity there, but it is what it is. So progress. So that was that's a little bit.
What are they going to
Metals mainly. It's called Michigan metals. There's federal metals and Michigan metals, zinc, manganese, copper, chromium's in there. Chromium's a federal metal. They're also not for that. They're doing a full scan on it, so they're looking for solvents as well, like vinyl chloride, tetrachloride. That's in the background data. There really wasn't any of that, so there really shouldn't be. But all of their work that they did, metals typically do not migrate very much, like gasoline constituents, those tend to get groundwater moved. But they have a monitor, do a full panel on those strip wells. So it's really, Eagle even said so, it's fairly very low risk from a public health or even health standpoint, but still, it really are because invested. So I'm pretty optimistic about their progress. They did a lot of their work. It showed some following protocols and following rules. So, and actually Dover is being split from the standpoint. The rate from Dover. So that was announced publicly about a month ago, splitting into 2 companies. But this property is remaining with the original Dover company as part of their book of risk and liability. So we won't be a person knows probably a year and a half finding that one person at Dover that might make some progress with. So there is some business funds, so they're split and merged, consolidate, things like that.
Matt, where's the property located exactly?
Moyer Road, yeah, it's I think 2036 from the Mercer Road. I can get you that address.
And it was a,
It was a stamping operation. It was formerly called Destaco.
oh,
Short-
just take a
yeah,
sure.
short for Detroit Stamping Company.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Well, you can remain standing because you're gonna do fireworks up there.
Right. Ellie, do you wanna?
Mhm.
So, this presentation together, it's just 8 slides. I can go through this in 2 minutes. This presentation is designed not only for you, but presenting this to the township next week at their meeting as well. And then we'll also put this on our Facebook page. And this is, I've informed you before, I know that the Chamber of Commerce has officially said they will not spearhead the Central Lake Fireworks. We, as the Downtown Belt Association and Central Lake Fireworks Fund, which thanks to Ally, we're now a 503C corporation. We now have a tax ID number, we have a Venmo account, email address, and a about. So we're organized, and the idea is, fireworks to go away. 50+ years, the idea is to create a process that we, onto the next people that take this that continue. So the 2 pictures up front I thought were pretty representative. Bill, those are your guys over on the right, watering all the trees. I think one of the points to the fireworks fund is not only we're going to go out there and raise funds, but we want to make it safe. There's a paramount out there that, oh my gosh, fireworks are dangerous, and it can be. Anything's dangerous. You get fire, it can be dangerous. But as long as you can manage the risk, it can be controlled. So with Bill and his group of loyal firemen. This has been pretty much every year to make sure that it's not too dry, so it doesn't start fires. They're there on site. And over on the left is 3 of Central Lakes finest that were trained, 8-hour training. They're all wearing appropriate PPE to make sure the fireworks go off safely. A few other slides here off safety. But that's the first and foremost. We do them safely and then continue the tradition, continue to grow. So flip to the next one and go through this fairly quickly. So I'm asking you today, as I next year, what somebody did for one. What we'd like to do to make this sustainable is not just rely completely on donations or completely rely on budget or government budgets to do this, but we're kind of inclusive of the community that is going to fund this. So our goal is 1/3 from the village, 1/3 from the township, and 1/3 from private and public donations. So it's it's kind of a more inclusive of fireworks because we have I don't know how many hundreds of thousands that watch the fireworks. It seems like our most populated day in Central Lake by far.
Definitely in the lake.
Yeah, definitely in the lake. And then Bill, obviously you've got a piece of this with the township and the village. We didn't sign up on the permission to do that. So your help is critical to that. Like I said, I gave you the update on Central Fireworks Fund, we're close to 4. We now have, I think, just under $1,200 in our budget. We started with $100 from the wash basket actually started it, but it's over 1,200. Welcome. That was very much appreciated and kind of set the ball rolling. So that's I think the other organizations in the Central Lake area should take heed and follow our veterans. Safety measures always first and foremost. I know there's some, again, the paradigm or the fireworks, the 1997 incident at the Venetian Festival in Charlotte killed somebody and people were injured. To use a background for, but it's kind of like a car accident. Car accidents can happen, but if you put in the proper measures, the risk is greatly limited for reuse. And then either way, you decide, which you decide to fund this or not. We're going to still go forward as the Central Lake Fireworks Fund. We will find because we believe as a committee it's that important to the community. So it's not an ultimatum to say you have to, but I guess the other way to say it is we're giving you the opportunity to promote fireworks because it's important to Central Lake and the surrounding community. Next. Thank you. So this is just in my 29 years in the food industry, I was head of safety for 4 food and beverage companies. We talk about safety a lot, hierarchy of controls, and how you can control risk. And the first is you can eliminate it. You can just not have the fireworks, and then we won't get anybody hurt. That's one way. We don't want to do that. Second way is to substitute it. So one piece of this is in 1997 we used individuals plunge tubes for fireworks. We use Banksville now, so it's easier, it's more stable. So they kind of should go in the direction they're supposed to go instead of shooting off a certain way. Engineering controls, isolation. This is, we rely on engineering to eliminate the hazard and minimize it. So we're isolating the bystanders by 500 feet. I have a picture up here to the next one. It's 149 yards from where we let out the fireworks to the house. That's the closest well there, and we've got a lot more distance in the other directions. So we're doing them to a number of people that are out there, so that will control the hazard. Administrative controls, everybody that lights fireworks and is in that field is going to be trained and certified by the company itself, as well as that company is going to be there as well. And then personal protection equipment, PPE, I think you probably all heard of that before. Where PPE is an example of that. You can see the picture from last year. They're all wearing face shields, earmuffs, NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Association rated shirts, pants, boots, and gloves. So we've already kind of nipped that one in the bud on minimizing risk. So again, if you do find that, the risk is quite low. Next one. And just a comparison, so this is where we light it up. I don't know how many of you have been to Neil and Donna's field, but that fence over the side, that's where the cows are. So those are our bystanders. And, this is a global or a satellite map of the Donna's property. You can see the lack of population there. There's a lot of buffer area there that we will not hurt people. And obviously, it's been going on for quite a few years. It's good from looking for township folks, village folks, and very low risk. Versus the next slide, the 1997 festival, right downtown Charlevoix. This is, I drove by there today. Those people weren't there today, but at the Venetian Festival, it was very, very populated. So the risk is obviously just by that, very, very different. So that's one of the concerns that was raised was there were people hurt. There was one guy killed. Well, the risk was higher. So next. So this is just a statute from Michigan state law. It not only allows appropriations, but encourages appropriations, especially for Armistice, Independence, and Memorial Day and 4th of July celebration. So this is very much within the wheelhouse and legal to contribute or allocate, as it said in Michigan law, to the fireworks fund. Next. So pretty simple, what our purpose is. The 4th of July celebration on the 4th, with the Zenith being a safe and memorable fireworks show into perpetuity. I plan on turning this over as the CLFF president in a year or two to the next qualified person to run with it. So it goes on and on and on. We don't want any injuries, and we want this to add to the charm and beauty of Central Lake. So everybody, that's it. Questions?
All right. Thank you, Matt. No new business. 12, action item 12A, approve the Antrim County Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan adoption. So this is a 5-year mitigation plan, or I should say natural hazard mitigation plan. It's updated every year.
I sent you the full document back on November 15th. No one replied to me with any questions. So.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Antrim County Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan adoption. I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Can we do a roll call vote just in case the county wants it?
Okay, yep.
Yep. Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going back to Matt Gabrus's presentation of the fireworks. I also put in your packet the MCL law saying that we, as a village, can provide money and encourage, thank you, for observance of Independence Day. So that's where we're at on that one. We talked about it in November's meeting. I'd like to make a motion to allocate $7,000 for patriotic displays for the 2024 budget.
Second.
All right.
Your brother.
Yep.
I'm gonna abstain from this vote.
Okay. Ally, roll call, please. Spending money.
Yes. Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Shearhart.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No, thank you. You're working diligently on this. 12C, approve 2 radar speed signs for $8,162. So I tabled it in November because I wanted to look at Ellsworth's. And I looked at their signs and I looked at Bel Air signs. Ellsworth were slightly cheaper, but I just they didn't look as hardy as I think they should be. So before you, I left the original invoice, and on the bottom you'll see that it's $7,600 or $7,696. But if we add on the optional lock, which I think we should lock it up, both of them, so so one lock is 30, so we're gonna need two if we're buying two. And then the white strobe light and the camera flash are $90 each. And then if we also, in our kit, we buy the red, blue strobe alert or the police flash for another 90 per. And then you add in the $4 per sign. That comes to additional $466 with all our little add-ons. So I added the $466 in add-ons to the original grand total in the lower right-hand corner there of $7,696 and came up with $8,162. With that money will come from the marijuana revenue sharing money we got. So that will be taken out of that fund. Questions?
I thought a couple months ago, we discussed possibly buying 4 of
We can buy 4. I'd like to buy 2
them.
now.
Buy 2 with the possibility to buy 2 more.
And see where we're at and see the ease of mounting them. If John comes back and says these are garbage, I don't want to be on the hook for $16,300, $366.
Have we decided where we're gonna put the first 2?
Scott?
We'll talk about
Okay. We'll talk. So for now, I'd like to make a motion to approve spending $8,162 on 2 radar speed signs.
I'll support.
Roll.
We need a roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yep.
Action item D, approve opening an account with Forefront Credit Union and transferring $500,000 from Alden State Bank into the new Forefront Credit Union account. Michelle and Ally have been working on this, so I'm going to turn it over to Michelle.
So we met with the auditors a couple of months ago, and one of their concerns was that we have all of our funds in one institution. Currently, that's about $1.5 million. And he suggested that we, because of insurance purposes, that we have our funds in more than one institution. And so we reached out to the Forefront Credit Union and other places, and the Forefront Credit Union is able to insure $500,000 just as part of the NCUA, National Credit Union Administration. And so in order to do our fiscally responsible duty according to the auditors, I am recommending that we open an account with Forefront Credit Union and transfer $500,000 to that account.
Is this an account that we could possibly draw interest on?
Yeah, yes.
I don't want these here.
I think, yes. And so it's not, we've got no issues at all with Alden State Bank at all. It's just, it's wise to not have all of our eggs in one basket, just in case.
Have you talked to Alden Bank about this?
Ally has been,
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
and then Melanie's here.
yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. We use Alden for the checking account, right? Are we gonna have to keep, make sure like this money's just gonna sit there and we're not using it? Is it a savings account? Like,
At this point, I'm just recommending that we open an account and transfer $500,000 into that account so that all of our funds are not held in one institution. That's all I'm recommending at this point.
Yeah, it was just because of the auditor's recommendation.
Yes,
So,
there's
yeah, we should
surprise.
pay attention to that.
Questions?
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve opening an account with Forefront Credit Union and transferring $500,000 from Alden State Bank into the new Forefront Credit Union account.
We should second it.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please, Ally.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Michelle and Ally, thank you for your hard work on this. 12E, approve replacement of docks at Thurston Park Campground for $12,680 with funds from the campground fund. Brian, can you elaborate on that, your parks and open spaces?
The two docks that are just south of the launch at the campground that are by the parking lot, Captain's Choice puts those in and out every year. And we rent the slips out, so actually there's 4 slips that we rent out by the day. And when Captain's Choice took them out this year, he made the recommendation that he would not put them back in again because they wasn't safe. And so Rob asked me to get a hold of Captain's Choice just to get a bid on what they would put into comparison to what we had. So I had John take the old docks down to the swamp just to get rid of them. And this is the bid that they gave. The gentleman's name is Matt. I told him kind of give us what they felt that we needed. And this is what he came up with.
These are not floating docks.
No,
correct? They've
no.
never been floating
No,
docks.
they've never been floating. No, they're into the ground. They recommended down towards the bottom at Dock Mat. Don Lash, who owns Captain's Choice, said that bottom is getting pretty bad. So they recommended a dock mat to shut the docks on. I also took John down there. We're losing some of our shoreline from boat traffic erosion, so we're gonna shore it up with some rocks and some stuff. Campground fund, if you're wondering how much money we have in the campground fund, we're sitting pretty healthy right now. The campground fund, we have about $271,000 in the campground fund. And the 4 dock slips was rented out last year, 399 times for $3,970. So it would only take 3 or 4 years to pay for it. And it's a good service. I talked to Snays about it. It's a good service for campers coming in to rent a dock slip. A lot of them want to use it. It's just a good service that we offer. And if we have to keep them safe so somebody doesn't get hurt. Does anybody have any questions?
I'd like to make a motion. I'm sorry, you have a question?
No.
I'd like to make a motion for the replacement of the docks at Thurston Park Campground for $12,680 with funds from the campground fund.
I'll support.
Spending money, Ally.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Can I bring up one other thing, Rob?
Sure.
I will contact this gentleman tomorrow. These docks, they don't keep them in stock. They make them as you order them. So I'll get a hold of the gentleman tomorrow to get it on order. So we'll have it first thing in the spring.
All right. Thank you. Before you is the Village Council regular meeting schedule for 2024. Anybody have any questions on the council regarding those dates? I'd like to make a motion to approve the Village Council regular meeting schedule for 2024.
I'll second.
All in favor of approval of the Village Council regular meeting scheduled for 24, say aye.
Aye.
Moving on that same piece of paper before you is the Village Council committee committee. They're same as last year, nothing has changed.
I'll make a motion to approve the committees for 2024.
All in favor of approval of the committees for 2024, say aye.
Aye.
This just came via email at what time, 3 o'clock?
Yes.
So I wanted to get this on the agenda today as opposed to January because the deadline for the trust fund grant is April 1st, I believe, or maybe, end of March, for the ADA fishing pier on Lake Street. Like I said, I just came down and I apologize. I put it in everybody's box. It's the Lake Street ADA fishing pier with the walkway down there. We've been discussing it for quite a while now. Gordy Frazier is going to help us write the grant and do a lot of the preliminary work for us that we don't have the expertise in doing it. They have grant writers on site. They basically know what they're doing. And the $4,500 will be taken out of our American Rescue Plan. And we're still sitting on that money. So that's where that $4,500 is.
I'll make a motion to approve Gordy Frazier's proposal for $4,500 for the Lake Street fishing pier.
I'll second.
And he seconded. Roll call, spending some money.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yeah.
Ring, Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Public comment.
Yeah, Rob,
Jared.
on the, I'm glad to see you guys starting a new bank account. Antrim County, we have funds in 12 different institutions.
Wow.
I think actually 13 now. But I didn't hear what the interest rate is. Just curious. You transfer money into a bank.
I can't remember.
That's the first question.
I'm gonna turn it over to Jake then. He's right here.
A taxpayer will ask me, what
Yep.
rate are we getting?
What are we getting?
It depends. If you just put in a prime share savings account, not much. They offer business CDs, business checking accounts, business money market shares. It depends. It can be a very wide range. It could be 0.05 all the way up to 3.
All right.
So that would be partly determined by the accessibility that we want.
And the point is not making interest, it's just having the funds in an institution for safety purposes.
Right, but it's a good chunk of change, and a lot of
That's
times
true.
a bank will give you some interest. I know we have 2 of our accounts in Antrim County right now that are getting over 5%. And that was a pleasant surprise, I think, to the commissioners. The other thing, one of my boards started doing, North Country Community Mental Health. Our annual budget is $62 million for that, 6 counties. And so it's very common for us to have over $2 million just as a reserve. And what they instituted this year is something they call a sweep account. So at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they take roughly $1 million that didn't get used to spend bills, to pay bills or expenses. And it gets put into an interest-bearing account overnight, and then in the morning, it goes back into our bank account. And last month, they made $10,000 in the sweep. So just food for thought.
All right. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly.
No, that's okay. Hey guys. Hi. One thing I'd just like to ask for your consideration in terms of the boat docks, because I absolutely love paying to have a boat slip, you know, for most of the summer. But for anybody that pays, it'd be nice if we could put in our license plate number and be able to park down adjacent to where the parking is close to our boat slips. Versus, you know, dedicating all of that space to trailers for people that are in and out that don't pay or contribute to the village. So just food for consideration, that'd be
Sure.
nice for, as a paying person to have a spot down.
All right, thank you. Linda?
I just wanted to thank the village. This is my last meeting ever with the paper. I have been with the paper since 2005 and I am retiring. And tonight's it. I would like to say, in the last year or so of attending various meetings of all types of government across the county, a personal comment, the people are beginning to question some very large sums of money that many local governments appear to have in their budgets. And they're wondering, and it just sits there because, you know, they don't want to go overboard on spending, but on the other hand, they don't really know what to do with this money. And so people are beginning to question that and are beginning to wonder if they really need to be taxed as much as they are.
So maybe we all need to have a primer for people to attend about how the money gets collected by taxes and then you get it for a while and then it all goes away by the end of the year. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, when the need is there, the need is there, but
Well, enjoy your, oh, Scott's got one.
Forgot one thing. As you guys walked in, the drug pod is here. I don't know if you noticed.
What?
The little box.
Oh,
It got delivered the other day, so John's gonna work, as far as building a base for it, so it's a little bit higher. There's a lot of rules and regulations we have to go through as far as how it's bolted, where it's bolted, how it gets emptied and stuff like that. So you see it out there, eventually when we get the foundation for it, it gets bolted to the wall or the floor. We'll start advertising it on the Facebook page and then letting people know that they can bring drugs and drop them off there. So it's there, but it's not really accessible right now. So, but hopefully in the near future, we'll be ready to go. So we're advertising.
Put your drugs in it,
What's that?
put your drugs in it.
Not my drugs, but just, it's a great spot for people to put drugs that they don't have any use for, or they want to make sure that they're safe. So,
Great idea.
Yeah.
Lot better.
So there's one at the sheriff's department and there's one at Elk Rapids Police Department. So that's the only two spots in the whole county. So in order to get rid of them
rather
safely,
than
you
let
have
it get into the water table.
exactly, or just in the wrong hands, especially when people pass away or people get prescribed new medication. So that'll be accessible here real short. So it's a great thing, I think. Thank you.
all right. Any other public comment? All right, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. I'm gonna be poor but happy.
Let's get it up then.
Better now.